Once upon a time, in 1976, before iPhones were a thing, and people thought streaming had something to do with rivers, Apple was just born in a garage. Yes, a garage, because apparently all billion-dollar companies must start near an old land mower. The founders were Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and the other guy, third guy, no one remembers. They were brainstorming ideas for the first logo, and brace yourself, they came up with something that looked like someone's weird art history homework. The first Apple logo wasn't an apple at all. Nope. It was a drawing of Sir Isaac Newton sitting under the tree, looking all moody and scholarly, waiting for the gravity to bonk him on the head with an apple. Why? Because Newton plus apple equals to genius. Here's the kicker. The logo was so detailed it looked like it belonged on a dusty book cover found in your grandpa's attic. It had a banner that read, Newton, a mind forever, voyaging through strange seas of thought, alone. Alone because nothing screams. Buy my computer like existential loneliness. I mean, imagine being asked, hey, what's the logo for your tech company? And then showing them this medieval scroll of Newton, and people probably thought they were selling philosophy textbooks and not computers. Steve Jobs took one look at the Newton logo and probably said, guys, we're running a computer company or library for sad poets. So he hired a graphic designer named Rob Janoff who came up with the bitten apple. Why an apple? Because duh, the company was already named Apple. Due to Steve Jobs, we had our first Apple logo with rainbow colors, and the rainbow colors, oh, that was Steve Jobs going, let's make it funky. It was the 70s, so everything had to look like a disco party, even computer logos, the multi-colored Apple set. Hey, we're not boring bingy computers, we're cool, creative, and slightly psychedelic. The colored Apple logo also showed that the Apple's computer can this time show colorful display, which was not present in computers before. So it was just flexing that, yeah, we can also show colorful screens. Okay, so why the apple is bitten? Okay, so yeah, it was bitten so that dumb people will not confuse it with the cherry, because if it wasn't bitten, it looked like a cherry. So its creator Rob Janoff said, "I don't want to look it like a cherry," so he created a bite in it, so it looked like apple, like distinguishedly apple. Fast forward to the late 90s, but then Apple had gone through some stuff. Steve Jobs got fired, Apple almost went bankrupt, and their products start looking like the tech equivalent of dad jeans. But Jobs came back as CEO, and suddenly Apple got its groove back. With the launch of the iMac, Steve decided that the rainbow apple was so yesterday, so they stripped it down to a sleek monochrome logo. Now the apple looked like it belonged on a futuristic spaceship instead of a kindergarten art project. And rest is history. The bitten apple was one of the most recognizable logos in the world. It's simple, elegant, and most importantly, not confuse it with a cherry. Now you know the full story of the first Apple logo. Now go admire that shiny apple on your iPhone or MacBook.